Hey, it's Tess, content creator, model, presenter, and host of the Tess Talks podcast, on a mission to ignite curiosity. Hey guys, and welcome back to another solo episode. I actually really love doing these ones. And I really appreciate all of you who wrote in asking for different things when I did a little Q&A about what to talk about today. There are so many different things I can talk about. I'm going to try and consolidate everything into one bite-sized episode because I have personally been loving more digestible and shorter podcast episodes from time to time. I just feel like there is so much content out there, and sometimes it's so nice to just chuck one on in the car and know that you can basically smash it out or even smash two out on a drive to work or wherever you're going. So I'm going to try and keep this episode a little bit shorter, a little bit more concise, and just really punchy with some great recommendations and tips for you guys of things that you've been asking me, and of course a little bit of life update stuff as well. So hopefully you guys like that kind of style. Obviously let me know what episodes resonate with you and what episodes don't. I do have a habit of when I'm interviewing my guests, I just want to get so much out of them, and I always try and keep them to a digestible amount of content, but I just want to keep asking them questions, and there's so much that I could ask them. So I find that often they do hit more that 1 hour mark. But I would love to know from you guys, which kind of episodes and what kind of lengths you most prefer. But I thought for today's episode, I want to touch a little bit about on some wedding preparation stuff. Our wedding is coming up so soon. It's actually quietly freaking me out. Obviously I'm so excited to get married, but we're organizing a 3-day event overseas, and it is so much work. I love it. Sean and I both love events. So for us, planning this for our friends and family is a lot of fun, and we get a lot out of it. And yes, we are celebrating our love, but I think we also love our friends and family so much, and we're so excited to be able to show them a part of the world. I guess one of our favorite hotels that's so special to us, and I guess a way of experiencing that kind of place and location and how we would do it, and giving them the opportunity to experience that. I'm not going to drop exactly where it is yet. I feel like I want to keep it a secret for a little bit longer, but I don't think anyone has guessed it yet. We're not doing Europe. We're obviously not doing Australia. So yeah, I'll just leave that little teaser out there. But I have posted at this place a few times before over the last few years. So I guess that is a little teaser. But I wanted to talk to you about some of the wedding preparation stuff I'm doing. I know a lot of you are really interested in beauty related stuff, and also routines, morning and night routines. I'm always really interested in people's routines. So I think that is another important thing that I want to touch on. I feel like since having a baby, it's really hard to keep a consistent routine, obviously because of their sleep schedules. And it's so funny, I listen to podcasts now of people who talk about their optimal night and morning routine and how much sleep they need. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so clearly said by someone who doesn't have a child. It really changes your life so much. And we are blessed. Romy overall is a really good sleeper. But on those nights that aren't, or if we have a couple of rough weeks or whatever it is, sleep is everything, and it really does impact a lot. So I'm trying to be really gentle on myself that yes, I have these things coming into play. I have so much in the lead up for the wedding that I want to be doing, but some days it's not all realistic. So I'm just kind of going with it. And I feel like I have a lot more acceptance these days with, I guess, not having to stick to a routine, or knowing that there's ebbs and flows in life. I actually noted that 2 of my previous guests, when I asked them about their morning routines, they said that they don't have one, and that they more go off their intuition and how they're feeling that morning and what their body is asking from them and what they're craving. And I love that so much, because I feel in the last 5 to 10 years as a society, between us, or the conversations that I listen to, we become so fixated on what our routine is, and feeling we have to have a good morning routine or a good night routine to maximize our day and to have a good and productive day. But the reality is like life gets in the way. The reality is we feel like different things every day. Some people are more programmed to like routine than others. And so it kind of like changed my perspective a little bit, that I know I'm someone who's very, very intuitive, and I like to listen to my body and what it's asking from me like in a certain time. And I've been trying to lean into that more and more. So yes, I have my structured days of like when I'm exercising and what I'm training and doing, but I'm also like, okay, what does my body need from me today? Did Romy get up a few times last night and I don't have the same kind of energy? Maybe going for a light walk or just doing a meditation would be much more worthy of me in that morning and giving me much more benefit than forcing myself to go and do a workout. I think it's like finding that balance, but I'm really now trying to lean into asking my body what it feels like and what I need. And I do think that I've seen a benefit from that. I know like pre-having a baby, I was very into my HIIT workouts and high intensity training. And I think being more regimented and doing a lot of that kind of exercise was in the long run doing me a little bit more detriment. My skin, I was struggling to keep that under control, raising my cortisol so early in the morning, so many days a week. I feel like since I've changed that, I just feel overall a little more like calmer. My nervous system feels a little more calmer. I think it's trying to bring in a little more balance and peace. Obviously, as well, also working with our menstrual cycles, that's a whole other conversation. But I hope that helps for anyone that's been thinking about this kind of stuff, because I think we can put a lot of pressure on ourselves when it comes to like having the perfect day and the perfect sleep and all these things. But yeah, for me, I'm just really trying to find more of a balance and harmony, and again, really leaning into what my body's needing from me. In saying all that, with the wedding so close, I think we're like just over a month out. Crazy. I am keeping somewhat of a routine, and that's because I feel like I'm in my bridal era. I've got to get in tip-top shape, the best of the best. I want to be feeling amazing. I want to be glowing. I just want to be feeling my absolute best. Like if there's one day that we want to be feeling this, it's our wedding day, of course. So a few things that I am doing at the moment in my kind of routine that I feel like you guys might find interesting. I'll kind of like walk you through an average day. So when I wake up, I'm drinking a liter of water on waking. Now, I don't always achieve that. I do find it quite hard to do that, especially because it's winter at the moment, and I do find it quite hard to down that much water. So I'm often diluting it with some boiling water. So it's kind of room temperature, and I'm putting some lemon in it. After that, I'm then having my bone broth. I'm making sure to have a cup every day, and I just feel like this bone broth is so good for my gut. But obviously it's getting that skin glowing. It's getting that collagen going. I don't have the energy to be making it at the moment, so I'm just buying it. There's so many great brands out there. I'm buying the one that's like already made, not the glue, but I'm actually buying the big jar. It's a little more costly, but in the lead up to the wedding, I just want to be knowing that I'm getting like maximum nutrients, maximum effect. So that's the one I've been having. I then head downstairs and I've been doing my LED light panel. I have an infrared at home. So this is like a full body panel. I absolutely love the way this makes me feel. And it also makes me feel like I'm, getting a little mini like facial pamper every day. It's kind of, I guess, similar to how you feel when you put on your LED face masks. But this one is so much more stronger. The amount and I don't know the technical terms, but the lights are so much more stronger in the full body panel, and you're also getting the whole full body effect. So it's going to be helping with like energy, regulating my melatonin. Well, I think it's melatonin, but regulating how I'm feeling in the morning, like waking, helps with muscle repair. It helps with energy, cellular function, but what I'm most interested in right now is it's helping with skin, really helping skin glow, reducing inflammation. So I've been trying to sit in front of it for at least 10 minutes a day. Obviously, if you can't get one of these in your house, I think the LED face masks are great, but you do need to stay really consistent with them. And I do think it takes about 3 months, to start to see some kind of effect. So love my panel. I try and sauna at the minute, maybe like 3 times a week, just to help cleanse any toxins, drink lots more fluids to keep everything going. So sometimes I'll be doing that in the mornings just to make sure I am getting that done in my day. Now, I do want to preface by saying with a baby, like having a routine and this kind of structure is incredibly difficult. And I don't achieve all of this every morning. It's just not the reality, unfortunately. I do my best. But the reality is often it doesn't happen. And that's okay. Like, I don't want to stress myself out of having the perfect routine, as I said before. It's about enjoying these things. So, doing my best to do what I can in the lead up to the big day. Then in terms of diet, I know a lot of you have been asking this kind of stuff. So I'm making sure to eat actually higher protein meals because I am training a little bit more. And obviously when I was breastfeeding as well, I'm trying to eat more calories. My breastfeeding journey has just finished, which was somewhat sad, but I actually kind of felt ready for it. It was almost 12 months and I really enjoyed it. I won't go into all of that now because that's a whole other story, but I guess in some way it's kind of nice that it's wrapped up now just before the wedding because it means I can get a few little extra like facial treatments, if you know what I'm talking about, before the wedding, that while you're breastfeeding you can't always do everything and do all of those. So I have been trying to eat quite clean. I know that for me personally, things like gluten, dairy, which I've been avoiding for years, I keep out of my diet, but even grains, I will be cutting back on in the last month, just because anything that I find could be inflammatory to my skin, I don't want to risk having. This is obviously so different person to person, so I don't really love giving this kind of advice because every person's body is so different and you know what works for you, you know what your triggers are. It's taken me a long time to figure out what my body wants and doesn't want. So I will often be having like some eggs in the morning, maybe making like an omelette or a frittata or just scrambled eggs, but I'm trying to put like steamed greens with it a lot. I think steamed greens are just really, really great nutrition and antioxidants for the body. And I feel like when I'm eating those frequently with my bone broth, my skin feels really good. And also fermented food. So popping some sauerkraut on there, or sometimes I'll be having some of Romy's kefir yogurt with some fruit as well on the side. So not overcomplicating it. And then lots of like wild caught salmon for lunches, lots of salads, and protein as well at dinner, whether that's meat or whatever it is. So a cool little hack for you guys on where I've actually been getting my meal plans from. And to be honest, my whole actually wellness routine and supplement stack at the minute is from a very specific functional medicine and integrative medicine doctor. And that is Dr. ChatGPT. Yeah, so a really cool hack for you guys that I was taught was I've set up a folder on my chat account and I have programmed it to be an expert in functional medicine and integrative medicine, up to date with anecdotal and published research. This person, who I've called Dr. Sage, is now my go-to and I have basically input all of my results from the last like 12 to 24 months of any blood test, my DNA test that I've talked about in previous episodes, any gut related tests that I've done, any blood work that I've done. I have uploaded all these files to Dr. Sage and I have said analyze all my results and give me a customized program that is dedicated to my wedding, which is a few months out. I want to prioritize great skin, energy, feeling good, longevity overall, and basically you can put in any markers that you're trying to work on. So it's analyzed all my results and all my tests, and it's basically like getting, I would say, thousands of dollars worth of information for free from what otherwise would have been like multiple appointments with a naturopath or a functional medicine doctor. And I knew that what I was getting was correct information because I have gone through these results previously with my previous practitioners. So one, it was an awesome reminder for me, but I've then asked it to break it down for me into tangible steps that I can do every day. So the Dr. Sage, such a cute name. He like called himself Dr. Sage because he was like, sage is like calming and wellnessy and da-da-da. And I was like, cute. I really like that. Anyway, So I've got my meal plan. So I've got actual recipes and like a weekly meal plan written up. I've got my supplement stack. I've then asked what brands of the supplements to go and buy, which is awesome. So I actually went to the shops and just bought my like printout shopping list of what supplements I need from Dr. Sage, and also any other like routines, so like the saunas, the LEDs, all of that was written up in my program, and everything was fully customized to my body's needs. I think one of the best tests was the My DNA panel, which I have spoken about in an earlier solo episode, but the amount of data that you get from that one test, there's no way I could have read it and analyzed all that data. So the fact I could just chuck it into chatbot and be like, analyze this for me, and then got back such specific supplements and things that I should be doing for my body. So I know a lot of you are going to be asking, what supplements are you taking? Again, like, don't love always suggesting it because everyone's so different and this is completely personalized to me, but I'll share with you just some. I'm taking a collagen at the moment, so I'm taking Beauty Chef. I'm taking guar gum, which is a like a fiber, so pop that in my smoothies. I'm taking lion's mane for brain function and energy, especially like, 9 months out postpartum, really trying to rebuild my memory and my cognitive state because baby brain is so real. Like, I actually couldn't believe it, but your brain basically stops working. It's ridiculous. So trying to rework on building up all my reserves. I'm taking Synternals supplements, which is by Synergy Skin. I had the founder on an episode not long ago, or last season. So Synternals is their supplement brand. So I'm taking their Energizer supplement and also their Omegas, which I'm really, really liking. What else am I taking? I'm taking CoQ10. I'm taking obviously a protein powder. I'm taking Still Forage for You pregnancy capsules. You can take them like pre-pregnancy, during, and post. I'm still taking them just because I think they're such a fantastic all-rounder supplement. And, we probably start trying for a baby next year. So I feel like I'm just going to stay on it. I just think it's such an awesome product for mums. I know you guys keep asking, so I'm going to drop my biggest hair tips for healthy, long, and luscious locks. And a lot of that is correlated to supplements. So I actually think a lot of these supplements that I've dropped are going to be helping your hair growth from the inside out. They're going to be help make your hair grow, help make it shine. Zinc is another one that's really good that I didn't mention before. But also magnesium I've incorporated into my supplement routine, I should say. I'm having that 2 hours before bed, and I just feel like that's helping me sleep really well. Another thing that also helps, I find, is magnesium spray. I use the Salt Lab magnesium oil spray. So you can put it on your feet, or if you're kind of more accustomed to it, you can put it on your stomach, but that's going to help with like sleep and also muscle recovery. I've been getting Sean to take it because he's really upped his hours in the gym as well, in prep for the wedding. So that's another like really good hack. This episode is brought to you by Salt Lab. I honestly don't know how I was functioning before magnesium became part of my routine. Fun fact, I actually started using Salt Lab years ago. They were one of the very first sponsors to my first ever in-person Test Talks event many, many years ago. These products have supported me when I haven't been sleeping well, pre and post baby, for fitness recovery, or when I'm just like feeling overwhelmed and need some extra self-care. I remember actually being heavily pregnant, like in the middle of a house build, doing my best to keep it all together. And I used the magnesium oil spray one night and instantly felt this like wave of calm. Within a few days, I was sleeping deeper, my body felt less tense, and I would wake up feeling refreshed. Now it's a non-negotiable part of my routine. It's 100% natural, vegan, with no sticky residue, and with just 4 to 5 sprays, you massage it in and you're done. It's really that simple. I use it every night before bed bed or whenever I just feel a bit overwired or run down. They also have a magnesium muscle repair cream that's amazing post-workout with clove, peppermint, and rosemary to help with soreness and circulation. And their reset bath salts are divine, the ultimate nervous system reset. If you're overstimulated or burnt out, honestly, could not recommend more. So if you're feeling a little tired, a little stressed, or just want to feel a little better in your body, then try Salt Lab. You can shop now at saltlaboratory.com and use the code TESTTalks25 for 25% off. Such a good discount. It's honestly been a game changer for me, and I think you guys are going to feel the difference too. So that's TESTTalks25 for 25% off, and all the details are in the show notes. Okay, back to the show. In terms of fitness, I have a trainer a couple of days a week, and then I'm just getting back into running, which has been a slow start since giving birth. It just took me a lot longer than I ever anticipated to kind of like get the energy and the motivation to consistently run again. As much as I used to love it before, it's just like starting from the bottom again is it's pretty shit. It's honestly so annoying. So I'm back into my running. But I think like what I did also want to touch on, and it's something that came up in a recent interview of mine when I was interviewed on someone else's podcast, was this whole thing about bouncing back. And I'm so appreciative of like, the comments that people say, and, they're like, oh, you look amazing, like after giving birth and having Romy, 9 months ago. And I really appreciate that. And people asking for my hacks and how to, bounce back after giving birth. And I think this whole like concept of bouncing back, like I totally get it, because I get every woman, like we want to be feeling great. We want to be feeling our best. But, after having a baby, it's the season of the baby, and it does take a lot of time, and every person and everybody is so different. So when people ask me, what's your trick for bouncing back? My honest response is, it is genetics. Genetics plays such a big part in everything. I've always had a very, very slender frame. Both of my parents have a very, very slender frame, and that's just my natural body type. So for me, a lot of it is genetics, and I think it's important to stress that, because that's why I think comparison online is so unhealthy, because we can send ourselves into a deep warp of trying to achieve someone's body or body type and body shape. Can, choose someone on the internet to compare ourselves to. We literally all do it for something. And there's just no point, because we're never going to be that person. I'm all about, like accepting our body and working with our body in the best way that we can to maximize our body and how we feel. So I guess I just wanted to make that point, because I think that's the one detriment to social media, is this constant comparison. In saying that, I eat really, really well. I really look after myself. I really nourish myself. I'm very big, as you guys know, on health and well-being. So to me, I always prioritize, feeling good, putting the right foods in my body, drinking the right fluids. I don't really drink that much alcohol anymore. I still have fun. Like, I'm not boring, and I still eat, shitty foods. Like, I'm not like, crazy strict, but I just enjoy feeling good. And I also really enjoy going to the gym. And that's obviously like a really big part of it. Even if I haven't been able to keep up a consistent workout routine post-baby, I've still done little bits here and there where I can. I love doing ab exercises. So sometimes I just do a 10-minute ab workout because it makes me feel good, and I love working on abs. It's just one part of my body that I love working on. I also love working on glutes. I'm trying to build up my like glute strength again. So that's like a really big focus for me. Obviously my running has taken a little step back, but I think it's really working with your body and what you enjoy doing and making it enjoyable for you. That's probably my biggest tip when it comes to that. But this whole concept of bouncing back, I think it can really stress us out. And obviously every woman, I think to some degree, goes through a process of worrying about it. But I just think pregnancy is the most beautiful thing. I think it's such a beautiful time, and allowing yourself to just like lean into that time and, feel good, because you're going to be naturally glowing regardless of how you feel. Generally, we feel pretty shit, but to everyone else, you're absolutely glowing. And baby weight, I think, is absolutely gorgeous. Like for me, I'm just focusing on talking about pregnancy at the moment because it's been relevant, to me. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that little tidbit in there. So yeah, any other exercise stuff like for the wedding, I'm really focusing on strength training. I'm really enjoying doing more Pilates stuff. I've got one of those Your Reformer Pilates machines at home, which I absolutely love, and they don't take up that much space. So I feel like, if you are looking to invest in any gym equipment, the Your Reformer beds are honestly awesome. They're so aesthetic and so cute, and they come with all the attachments. So it's so nice that I know when Rommy's having a nap, I can just like pop down and do like some light Pilates or a stretch, or it comes with a full like program thing, so like an app, so I can jump on at any time and do like a full class at home. And that's just been an awesome little addition to my routine and like wedding preparation. So I think in terms of wedding prep, they're probably the biggest things. It's about having my supplement stack routine going. It's about eating really good foods, the right nutrition. It's about those extra biohacking type things like the LED, the saunas, and any other wellnessy things I can get in on the side, like some ice baths here and there, or some steam sessions to help unclog my pores. Obviously, I'm seeing a facialist as well, so we're doing a combination of laser genesis. I'm doing skin needling once a month. Occasionally, I'm doing a light peel, but I do not overdo it on the peels anymore, just a couple here and there. And then I'll also have maybe just a couple really simple hydrofacials before the wedding. So pretty like, basic kind of stuff. I'm not going to town. I feel like I don't want to mess with the system before the wedding. I know there's so many things you can do, but I really trust my facialist who's just keeping my skin at a really, really good place. And I guess, just really working towards having a really natural glow, which in my opinion always starts from the inside out anyway. So rewinding back to hair, because I know you want to talk about hair. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but so much of hair is genetic. And I know people are like, what is your special like hair magic tricks? How to get it so long? How to get it so healthy? Like a lot of it comes down to genetics. But again, in saying that, exactly like I was saying before with supplements, like everything comes from the inside out. And I generally think these supplements that I mentioned are contributing and do contribute to hair growth. So if you actually jump on my Instagram, there is a highlight bubble and it's called Hair, and I've listed like some of my favorite products in there, so you can go and reference back my favorite products for nourishing my hair, heat protectants, shampoos, conditioners, different products I love, different styling tools. Obviously Dyson, like costly investment, but I do think that the condition of my hair stays so much healthier with Dyson products because the heat is just not damaging my hair. For someone with light hair, I think heat is just such a big deterrent for it. So I do my best to avoid heat where I can. I definitely don't curl my hair as much as I used to. The Dyson Air Straight, oh my God, the most amazing straightener I've ever used. It's full like glass hair, like glass glossy hair. I was absolutely shook the first time I used it. I did a TikTok video on it. You can see my reaction. I'm like, what the actual F? Like I didn't know that hair like this could exist. So I loved that. I love the Dyson Air Straight, and I do use their I always pronounce it wrong, but I say Chitosan products, pre and post styling cream, when I want to achieve that really straight, glassy hair look. In terms of like color and highlights, I again have shared all of that on my Instagram, but really, really fine highlights, never a full head of bleach, never a full head of highlights except pre-wedding, just because I want to feel a little bit extra blonde. But normally only a half head. I leave underneath pretty much entirely. I allow my natural hair color to come through there because I really feel like that helps the condition, helps let it grow. The less I color my hair, the better it grows. Again, avoiding heat. I tried to do the whole like rosemary oils, scalp massage, blah, blah, blah. I try, but I just like, who's got the time? Like it's just too many concoctions for me. I do love the Fino hair mask. That's a Japanese hair mask, Fino. And oh my God, my hair is like so lush and again, like glassy and gorgeous after using that. So I think it's just really using like really good quality products, not overstyling, and then again, inside out. Like everything comes from the inside out. So if you want your hair to grow, you need to be taking the right supplements. There are a lot of hair growth supplements out there. I have taken some on and off. Now I think I just like up the dose of all the ingredients by taking the capsules, by taking the supplement individually. As I said before, you can obviously take hair growth supplements. I do think some of them work. You have to figure out what works for you, but I avoid any with biotin because for me, someone who was acne prone, I ain't risking that ever again. And biotin can be an acne trigger. So definitely keep an eye out for that if you are someone who is sensitive to breakouts. Now, while we're still on beauty products, I need to shout out Korean skincare because like what the actual F? They know something that we don't. I have fallen in love with Korean skincare. So I just like went on this like YouTube deep dive and I ordered like a bunch of products, and I am very cautious about incorporating new products into my regime. I have had so many problems on and off over the years. I don't trust anyone anymore. He's like, try this product. When my dermatologist or whatever says, try this new range. No. I love trying new products. Don't get me wrong. I get some products all the time. I will always try new products. It's amazing. But when I tried these Korean skincare products, I was like, oh my God, I can see why all the girlies have like proper glass skin. Like this stuff is amazing. So I wrote a little list for you guys because I didn't want to forget any, but these are the ones that I've been using recently. So firstly, Medicube, shout out. I've been really loving some of their products. They have the collagen jelly mask and also the collagen, I think it is sleep mask, the one that like sets on your skin and you peel it off in the morning and it's like you're peeling off your skin. Very satisfying if you do it right, the right amount of layers, you get the right amount of pull and then it comes right off. But my skin always like feels amazing and glowy after using that. I'm also obsessed with my new Medicube Age R wand. So that is the you've probably seen it, that little wand device. My friend got me onto it when I was in Europe. So I try and use it for like 10 minutes a day. There are like 4 to 6 different settings. So you're doing everything from like high frequency to like help like stimulate your skin, to help like serums, like perpetrate, get into your skins and open up your cells. It's also got like this frequency one, which I think is for like breaking down bacteria and like helping pores and closing down, like shrinking pores. Sorry if I'm getting all the technical terms wrong, but I'm just obsessed. It's like the nicest little like wellness routine, like self-pamper moment. And it does sound like a lot, like when you're doing all this stuff every day, you know, like ice water and a LED and 10 minutes of this one and then your skincare and then your hair and blah, blah. It totally adds up. And like realistically, you know, there are weeks I don't get all of it done. But again, like with the wedding so imminent, I'm like doing my best to get as much of it in and really like prioritizing this stuff into my routine. And I'm honestly loving it. Like this stuff way surpasses like going out and clubbing. Like I'm so over those days. Okay, so Medicube products, and then what are some other products? Toning pads, the Skin Food Keratin toning pads. I've really been liking. They're so easy to use and like so calming and soothing on the skin. Also the Haru Haru Probiotics Black Rice Barrier, as well as the Tier ceramic milk ampule. I don't know if I'm pronouncing all of this right, but what the actual, like I put these on and my skin is like dewy and glowing and looks phenomenal under my makeup. And I'm honestly just obsessed, like no issues with like breakouts or sensitivity. Like my skin just feels absolutely flawless and amazing when I use these products. So absolutely loving those. Another really good one is the Red Bean Refreshing Pore Mask. Really nice, a gentle face mask, which actually feels like you're getting results. So I don't know what they're like doing over there, but they literally know what's up. So yeah, I'm highly recommending those products. Anyway, so I feel like that was pretty much everything I've wanted to cover. I really love doing these like solo episodes, and obviously this one was a little more like wedding prep orientated. So if you have any more questions, obviously just let me know, send me a DM on TikTok or Instagram. And if you liked this episode, please let me know, give me any comments or feedback. And I'll be so appreciative if you could hit the subscribe button or the follow if you haven't already, and even leave a little review or rating if you feel so inclined, but it all helps me so much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode and I'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you loved the episode, please subscribe, rate, and review. It honestly means so much and helps to keep these conversations going. And I'd love to connect with you. You can message me on Instagram or TikTok, and I've left all the details from the episode in the show notes below. I'll see you next week.